Yeah. But with that, there's a level of ignorance as well there, I think, when it comes to passengers not understanding, the profession or the professionalism, not a profession, maybe that's what I'm trying to say, or just not understanding, the flight attendant's duties, responsibilities.
It's not a power trip.
And your authority. Yeah, they do have authority, I think a lot of passengers, and I've heard this before, they'll say, flight attendant is just the high class waitress or whatever, or whatever it is. That's not the case at all. Them serving you, biscuits and drinks and Coke or whatever is
pretty sure
is extra duty for them. That's extra stuff they're required to do.
Right.
Their main job is, they're trained professionals. Like, they train every year. They go through training every year to make sure, if something happens, you can as a passenger, get off the plane safely. You think us pilots and we're in the back and do that stuff when
I'm jumping out, man.
The plane's on fire? It's important to understand that as soon as you step on the aircraft and you're in the cabin, you're in their domain. It is their domain. It really is. Unless you're an FAA guy. If you're a passenger, even for us pilots, like, when we call back and say, hey, can we get some coffee? Like, we say, hey, can we please get some coffee? We don't.
Yeah.
We don't go back there and go mess with stuff back there. It's their domain. It really is their domain.
You could start pouring your own coffee.
No, hell no, dude. Yeah. That's their workplace. They know what's going on. They're trained for it. They're trained.
Yeah.
No, they're professionals. If something happens and we have to declare an emergency as pilots, even if we get on the ground, we're generally in the front. We're busy up there, doing checklists, maybe fighting fires or whatever. They're going to be the one that's going to say, hey, let's go, get off the plane, and get you off the plane safely.
Right.
Pull those freaking slides or whatnot. If there's a fire back there,
get all the dogs out of the way.
Yeah. If there's a fire back there, there's a good chance us pilots, we're not going to go back there. There's a fire back there.
Yeah, right.
There's a rope. There's a rope on each side of the cockpit, right?
Yeah, I did know that.
We're sliding out those ropes.
Hell yeah. Some of that has the hatches on the roof, don't they? And you climb out of there and slide down or something.
Maybe some of the old ones, I think.
Yeah, like the 747s did.
Did they really?
Pretty sure. Yeah, they had like a top hatch, and you just.
Maybe
like
I believe
bus.
it. Yeah, I believe it did. The 76 mostly most aircraft, the windows or emergency exits, and you can get out of those. And then there's a rope that you slide down, you push out and slide down, and that's generally how you do that. But generally, if things are going bad or things are happening, we might delegate or give the flight instructors instructions or whatever, or the FA's instructions or whatever. But they're the one that's in charge back there.
So don't screw around, people.
And then another thing, like when I remember I was on this, I was commercial into somewhere, and I wasn't in my uniform. And the flight was delayed. And they were waiting for a flight attendant, And I remember I was sitting next to a passenger.
Yeah, because each flight has to have a required amount of flight attendants, right? Depending on the plane or the flight or something along those lines.
Exactly, based on the amount of seats that's in the aircraft.
If you're missing a person, you don't get to go.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to, so I was sitting next...
Sorry.
No. Good point. I was sitting next to this passenger, and she's like, man, it's so ridiculous that they're waiting for this flight attendants, but if we were a passenger, we're running, they wouldn't wait for us. You see the level of ignorance there?
Well, yeah, it's like, well, that's because we're allowed to close the door and leave without you, ma'am.
Yeah, and
if we could leave without her, we probably do that too.
Oh, absolutely. If they could leave with her, they'll be gone. Definitely.
You'd be like, hey, find a way to your next spot so you can pick up your next leg.
Yeah, but so I explained to her like the flight attendant has to be there. You know what she said to me? Not really. So I think that's when it comes down to all the stuff's going on. I think there's just a lot of ignorance when people go on a plane,
Yeah.
they think the flight attendant is just a glorified waitress, and it's not the case. They're federally authorized. All right, if they say once you get on a plane, you step on that plane, and they say sit down, that's law. By law, you're required to listen to what they're saying.
Yeah, they say that right off the bat. For any of you who still listen to the announcements, you have to follow any direction of a crew member and or placard, or signage.
Exactly.
Like that's federal. It's not airline rule. That's the federal government saying we'll come down on you if you don't. Right?
Yeah.
So like you said, whether the crew wants to or not, they have to.
Yeah.
They have to enforce that.
Yeah.
And that's why you don't smoke in the bathroom.
Well, anyways, the video of the flight attendant of the Southwest flight attendant getting her face punched in.
Once
it's in our description below. You can watch it, but it's pretty sad, man.
It's so ridiculous.
That stuff really annoys me because you really as a when I was a captain, I try to make sure that they were taken care of, and I see stuff like that. It really annoys me.
There's pilots. When I'm at the airport and I'm a passenger, I don't talk to the pilots. All right, you guys aren't nothing special to me. I'm sorry, boys and girls. I can't wait to fly with you. But the gate agents, no matter how unfriendly they are, I'm friendly to them.
Oh yeah, because you're smart.
Flight attendants. The first thing I say when I walk through that door, because they're there smiling. Sometimes they're wearing a fake smile, and you can tell.
Yeah.
I would say, right back at you. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good evening. Hey, how you doing? And I talked to a reservation person the other day on the phone, and I know their job sucks, so I made it a point to, before I even started asking for stuff, to ask them how their night was and how's it going,
Yeah.
So I don't know if they wanted to hear it or not, but be nice to these people, guys.
No, I agree.
Yeah, their work is not easy, and they're not all exactly paid very well either.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's not worth it. And I think we'll talk to Mrs. Peggy Nowak at some point. She was a reservationist for United Airlines.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
We'll get the view on there. I think there's a lot more to that job than I think folks would could appreciate without hearing it. But yeah, plus the flight attendants, if you're nice to them, they'll give you free drinks. I've been on so many flights where I've gotten free drinks. I ordered because I was nice to them. I ordered it. I had my card, and they're like, "It's all good."
Yeah, we should start a trending topic. #be nice to flight attendants. Honestly.
Yeah.
It
We
really
should get a flight attendant on here.
Well, I plan to.
You get a whole herd of.
I feel like you're always behind my plans. Like, dude, that shit's already planned. No, I'm joking.
It probably is.
It's already planned out. But be nice to flight attendants, man. They're not glorified. They're professionals, trained professionals. They're to save your life.
Yeah.
Really, that is their sole purpose on that flight. So, jeez, man. That female, whatever it is, put your mask on. Well, don't talk to me, don't touch me, and you should punch the flight attendant out or whatever. The flight attendant says, put your mask on. It should have once, and it should have been over with. There shouldn't be anything else. It's not a right to get on those flights, guys.
Well, that's all private.
It's not, yeah.
All owned by somebody else.
And another thing people think, as well, is that, like, I've heard people, like people buy the seat next to them.
Oh, they'll fill it.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
I hold my breath and see it through. 10 steps from